to me honestly. I'm here.
Chasing our hearts till we end up falling. Young and alive, we were runaways in a wasted summer. Chemicals in a foreign car. We took a moment, made it last forever. We found love laying under the stars, made in July in a wasted summer. In a wasted summer.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to another league and game of Overwatch. I'm going to be Childish Rambino here with Perez. How are you doing today, Perez? He'll be my color caster today. Why don't you give us a rundown of what we're going to be expecting for today?
Sure. So today we are going to be seeing the Furious Unicorn going up against Gucci Gank. Of course, Furious Unicorn had a mythical playoff run last season, but so far has failed to really show up at any of these big matches, and they'll be looking to turn that around. While Gucci Gank so far is 2-0 in their match, or 1-0 in their matches.
And thank you for that, Prez. Now I have to ask you, who do you think is going to take it tonight?
Honestly, Gucci Gank has shown up real strong so far, but I do think Furious Unicorn, they're going to fight back and take the win.
Now, I will give creativity to Furious Unicorn. I have never heard of a team with the moniker FU be so aggressive. But Gucci Gank, my apologies, is also GG. So we're definitely going to have to see what plays are going to be happening today. Do you have any idea of the strategies that either team uses?
Well, I don't know their strategies exactly, but I do remember Nyx. He was in last season. He was on MSXL, the champions actually, and he has a pretty strong Genji, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, Britboy also on that team, a very good Reinhardt, but also can get a bit aggressive at times. So Furious Unicorns will be trying to look to punch the over-aggression, and also apparently, this is just hearsay, Gucci Gank does not like to play goats. So we'll see what happens with that.
Now, it's funny you say goats because there actually are nerfs in the talks in the PBE. Now, tell me, are you a fan of goats yourself?
Personally, I am a decent fan of goats at high-level play and coordinated play, such as Owlet or Contenders. In solo queue ladder, it gets pretty bad and pathetic, but I do think that these nerfs are pretty good. Just overall for all tournaments, we're going to be seeing a lot more differences. And of course, Busan, our first map, which we'll be going to soon, it tends to be subject to some pretty interesting compositions. You're not always going to get regulars and Yada goats. You could see some Winston goats or some Mei goats.
And thank you for that once again. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. In the top left, we have the Furious Unicorns playing for the home team. And on the right, we have got Gucci Gank in the red. Now on the left, we're going to have Lexicon, That Guy Tyler, Puppy, Frisky, Japan Banks, and Kitty. Now why don't you give us a rundown of who is on the right?
Sure, Gucci Gank will be running Nyx, Big Money Vlad, Phosphor, Hydrofat, The Britboy, and Splatinum.
And thank you for that once again. Now, I'm not too familiar with Busan, but do you feel it's a strong map for either team?
Well, it definitely can be played without having to run goats, meaning Gucci Gank, if it's true that they don't run that much goats, will be looking to abuse some sort of pharmacy comp, which it looks like they are. Running Nyx on that Pharah with Hydrofat to pocket him, and Phosphor will be on the Tracer, and they'll be running dive tanks. On the other hand, it looks like Furious Unicorns is going to be looking to run some sort of Mei goats here.
And once again, thank you. 5 seconds here, folks. Good luck. Have fun to both teams. Let's see what'll be coming right out here in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We've got the Gucci Gank coming out with that pharmacy. Definitely interesting to see it, especially on Busan, where that control point is super small. The control point unlocking in 15 seconds. What do you make of the initial team fights here?
Yeah, well, obviously, Furious Unicorns wanting to play this a bit slower, looking for their Mei to be landing a wall. But that's going to be so hard with all the mobility Gucci Gank has to offer. The Mei's not going to get that much value, and they're going to be punished by not having hits again, as Nyx turns up big, landing massive damage and already 92% on his ultimate.
With a strong show of force from Gucci Gank, already a team kill before the point has even been captured. Fantastic job on behalf of that team comp. Now, their healing is a little light, but do you think they'll be able to sustain themselves when the ults really come into play?
Without a doubt, although as I say that, that guy Tyler has switched on to the McCree, meaning Hydrofat has to be playing a lot more with the Pharah instead of maybe going around and healing the tanks, because 3 shots from a McCree onto a Pharah and she is dead.
Now that is true, but looking at the way Furious Unicorns are trying to group up, they're trying to get those early picks, but the barrage coming out from Nyx does find a kill on Japan. That guy Tyler goes down as well. Frisky picking off Nyx. it's going to be a 2-1 trade with another res coming out from Hydro Fat. Britboy taking down Frisky. It's getting messy up in here, but Gucci is hanging strong. They are pushing aggressively them off the point here. Fantastic job. Look at that cohesion. What do you make of it?
Well, obviously, really good for Gucci Gang. They only used one ult in the Fair Barrage, but really, that fight wasn't necessarily lost just because of the barrage from Furious Unicorns. Rather, Leo did an amazing job turning around and defense matrixing the barrage, but Japan Banks leapt into it in front of the DM and took just a face full of rockets. And here's the Diva Bomb coming in, and it's going to pick up Frisky.
Now, if nothing else, Gucci is exceedingly excellent at managing their ult economy. They are forcing the Unicorns to stay back and play safe, and even that is being punished by that pharmacy combo.
Definitely, and I think an option here, now that you're running so low on time, you have to win this fight. Pull out a Widowmaker, go for those risky headshots, because you have to get a kill. But there's Frisky landing a nice kill onto Nyx, and they're going to be contesting the res, so Hydro Fat can't land it despite his Valkyrie.
And it does look like another res coming out for Hydro Fat. Successful overtime has been activated, and a last-ditch effort to get onto the point has occurred here. The Transcendence coming out does not do anything really here, but Kitty getting a res on Japan. Britboy picking off Kitty, and slowly but surely it looks like the Furious Unicorns have made their way onto the point. They are still in here. Big dives, big plays, but it ultimately may not be enough if they don't pick up their game in the next map round.
Agreed. And for those of you looking at the top and saying, those ultimates look a bit different, that's right. In case you didn't know, the latest patch not only introduced us to some new profile icons and new skins from the Overwatch League teams, but they also introduced us to status effects showing up in the top. Meaning, if you are using your ultimate, if you get hacked, slept, frozen, stunned, etc., it's going to show up there, and it's really helpful actually if you're trying to keep track as a viewer of what ultimates are being used and what abilities are. So make sure you're keeping an eye on that.
Alrighty, thank you for that. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently on round 2 of map 1. This is Busan. At the top left, we've got Furious Unicorns, which a Leoxicon running Zarya, that guy Tyler and Brigida, Puppy on Mei, Frisky on Zenyatta, Japan Banks on Reinhardt, Kitty on Lucio. Give us a rundown of Gucci Gank, if you would, please.
Sure, they'll be running a McCree Genji dive, sticking with the normal dive healers in a Mercy Zenyatta. That's not that much healing, especially going up against Goats, which is much stronger on Mecha base than it is on Sanctuary. But despite that, it looks like Gucci Gank is going to get 2 kills and a res.
Now, I'm already noticing that Gucci definitely likes playing off the point. They want to get their picks off the point, keep it from getting complicated, and take a nice, swift point without any resistance. What do you think?
Well, of course, it's actually a really smart play because those walls are hard to keep track of in time when they're going to go up and down. So if you're Phosphor or Splatinum or even one of the tanks, you don't want one of your shots or mobility cooldowns being wasted and end up landing on the wall. So instead, by taking the fight proactively and ahead, you're able to just avoid having to deal with the walls at all. And it looks like that Furious Unicorns will be switching off that Mei and onto just a regular Zenyatta Goats composition.
Now, looking at this new UI here, a high noon does come out. You can actually see when heroes get stunned. Very interesting here, but Furious Unicorns all dangerously low. Phosphor getting that first pick off on that guy. Tyler, Dragon Blade does come out. Can he pick up any kills? Transcendence will be denying anything, it looks like. Very good play by Furious here. They are still struggling to get onto the point here. Furious Unicorns need to step up their game once again, but not to worry. Gucci giving them a run for the money, forcing them back onto the point to play. The Earth Shatter does go down. A 4-man shatter. Lexicon, Kitty, and Japan picking up kills. The self-destruct does go out, finds a kill on Kitty. It is a 2-2-2-3 now contest on the point here. Can the Furious Unicorns take it back from the hands of Gucci?
Yeah, I normally wouldn't agree with that Diva Bomb, but actually did a really nice job. He knew Britboy was coming back, and so he was willing to use it to buy themselves that much more time, and now they're looking to be in 1.5 fight territory, despite losing both their Diva and their Monkey, and they got a lot of ultimates out from Furious Unicorns, who only have the Diva Bomb despite being close to the Graviton and the Beat. An early fight could definitely give Gucci Gank a basically 1-fight game.
Well, I would also point out that the ult economy is dangerously stacked in favor of Gucci. They are ready to clean this up with just one fell swift move here. High Noon does come out, finds a kill on Kitty. Lexicon does deflect. I'm not sure if that logo
Defense
is
matrix.
new. That is a defense matrix. I apologize. That is new. Handbang's gonna be fire striking Genji. Lexicon picking off Britboy, but will get res. It looks like Gucci is still in this. They are determined to take that point, but will get pushed back by Furious. They have awakened their defensive power.
Definitely. And here we just see how strong Zenyatta Goats is and how Gucci Gank is gonna get punished for not being willing to play Goats, despite being close to a Dragon Blade and a Transcendence. Furious Unicorns has a full 6 ultimates, so it's really not gonna matter. You use that blade, they're just gonna pop Trans, or B, and you use your Trans, they'll just counter it with another support ultimate. Not to mention, a lot of them still have the armor from the Brig Rally.
Now, I would also like to say this is the first time we have seen Furious hang on to their ultimates and use them, but the Dragon Blade does come out once again from Gucci. The self-destruct also coming out, does not find anybody. That wall being persistent here. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Furious Unicorns are to the death strategy here for them. And the Graviton Surge comes out as well. It's High Noon. Phosphor finding a kill, Tyler picking up a double, Splatinum picking off Frisky, but somehow, some way, Furious comes out on top, doing a fantastic job of keeping that point defended here.
Well, for those of you who don't know, real quick, that little fist icon there means that they got a melee kill. But other than that, what's really important there was the good use of ult by Leoxicon. He used his Diva Bomb as a zoning the second that the Genji Blade from Nyx came out, and that was able to prevent it from getting any kills. And Puppy here gonna pick up the kill on Phosphor, meaning they are losing a lot of stall ability. And now it's gonna be a 6v5, 6v4 in the favor of Furious Unicorns.
And with Gucci trying to take back the point here, Furious Unicorns will come right back on, force that Transcendence to come out, keeping Gucci on the point just a little bit longer, but it does not look like a winning battle for them. Self-destruct does come out, a double for Leoxicon, just as the objective is secured. Fantastic.
Yeah, right there, when the Diva Bomb comes out, they were smart, keeping one off the point and keeping one or two on it, so that way they know we're gonna die to the bomb, but then we have to get back on. But it was unlucky because the person that was supposed to come back on, the Diva, got booped away by Puppy, which was a really heads-up play by them. And it looks like here Phosphor are gonna be switching onto that Widowmaker. It's gonna be tough to find picks against a Goats composition, though.
Now, I follow that up with the Widow. Is it a good pick based on the geography of this map? Seeing that little inlet come in, you can actually just camp there and set up a turret maybe with Torbjorn. What do you do?
So, the thing is, Widowmaker, yes, she gets a lot of power, but when you're facing 3 tanks, a Lucio who can wall ride and speed boost, and a Brig who has her own shield, Zen's going to be your only good target. And so, again, I think the favor here just goes to the Zenyatta Goats being run by Furious Unicorns. And it looks like they want to take the fight on the point as they move there straight away.
And Gucci, yet again, they are off the point, but they are on yet again here. A Swift Strike kill, and Phosphor getting a pick off on Puppy. Excellent placement from that Widow. Tyler does pick off Britboy, but Big Money Vlad firing back on that Kitty. Big Money also picking up a kill on Diva. Splatinum finding a kill on Reinhardt. Overall, just the pure aggression from Gucci needs to be addressed from Unicorns.
Without a doubt. And it looks like here, Furious Unicorns, they recognize, they have respect for Phosphor's Widow, and so they're going to put that guy Tyler onto a Widowmaker of his own while also running the pharmacy. Definitely a risky composition because of the Widowmaker, but if they can keep enough pressure onto Phosphor, they'll be able to do fine. And it looks like they're going to do just that. Nyx getting the pick onto that guy Tyler.
Now, watching at this Dragon Blade here, Nyx needs to find something, or that Dragon Blade will wear off very quickly here. Does find a double on the pharmacy. Aggression unmatched from Unicorns. Once again, what would you do here on behalf of the Unicorns?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. Phosphor, he's shown consistency on this Widowmaker, keeps landing those shots, but Britboy being very aggressive with his Primal Rage, maybe try and punish the monkey here once he runs out of it. And Splatinum, however, gonna build up that Transcendence, and Furious Unicorns have not built a single ultimate in over 50%. This is not good.
Now, with that battle being an uphill one, Gucci does have that res, the Splatinum Transcendence, the Explosion. It's overall, they lack cohesion damage, but I feel that those picks actually outweigh that. Widow, fantastic with the clicking of the heads. Lexicon, frisky picking up kills, trying to get back onto the point here. It's going to be an aggression takeover here. They have the ult economy. Can they use it? The Valkyrie does come out from Kitty. Self-destruct coming out as well. Does not find anybody. Switch Strike finding that guy with a Widow pick. Will it find any use? The infrared does go out, but it may not be as useful as they want it to be. Japan finding a kill with the Primal Rage on Osper. Big money Vlad getting a double on Kitty, and Risky is definitely getting hot on this point here. Lexicon does get out of the mech here, will be forced off the point. Dragonblade coming out again from Nyx, finding another kill on Tyler, and as the overtime does tick down, a last second sound barrier renews it. Risky trying to keep some time for his team, but may not succeed. Mercy does go down as well. Gucci takes map 1.
For those of you that are wondering, Furious Unicorns got the first pick on the Britboy. Why didn't they win it? It's because they didn't contest the res. They allowed Hydrofat to get in there for free, res Britboy back up, giving him a full 500 HP and a fresh leap. And he was able to just get back in and wreak havoc, especially coming from an angle that they didn't even expect. And that just can't happen. You have to be aware of your surroundings and be able to contest that resurrect better.
Now, I will say, as we go into map 2, ladies and gentlemen, Nyx, big show of force with the DPS plays. Pharah, excellent. And not to mention that Genji was on point. But what does Unicorn need to do to fix their strategy?
Well, again, I think you have to look at contesting the res, but you also have to look at, well, Gucci Gang seems to favor this dive composition. What's strong against dive? To which you answer, goats. You just run goats forehead, and just because you lose one fight doesn't mean you automatically have to switch, or maybe you only switch one hero. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to switch everything, especially running a pharmacy against the Widowmaker. It's just not the best idea.
Now, I will follow up that question with Dorado being the next map. Is a dive comp successful on Dorado with the way Gucci is running it currently?
Without a doubt, especially second point, Dorado offers so much high ground that if you're going to pick to run this Genji Widowmaker dive like they are, you're just going to get so much value. Or if you run the Pharah, you're still incredibly strong. You have Ruse to hide behind, and there's just so much high ground that you can manipulate. If Furious Unicorns isn't able to land the shots they need to on that Widowmaker, which is basically a must pick right now against what Gucci Gank is running, you're going to just lose straight out.
That is true. I will say, if nothing else, Gucci does have a weakness in their offense. It's that if Unicorns calls their bluff, they can take back the payload, especially on a map like this. Lots of flank routes, tons of ways to get creative in the way that you use your ultimates. What is the ideal combination to getting rid of Gucci's comp?
Well, something that we used to see mainly in about 4th stage of Overwatch League as well as the playoffs was a common double sniper Orisa Hog Diva Mercy composition. Not necessarily run that, but maybe something like an Orisa Hog Diva Widow Brig on a composition could be good. Normally Brigitte is only run in goats or as a third healer, but by running her with Diana, you're keeping enough support and you have so much CC in the Roadhog hook, the Orisa Halt, the Honest Sleep, and the Break Stun that Nyx on that Genji is not going to have a fun time, and neither are the tanks that they try and get in their face.
I would definitely agree with you there. Now, another question I have for you is, based on the way Dorado is made, is a pirate ship possible? Can we see a pirate ship from either of these teams?
Pirate ship tends to be very weak because, again, there's so much high ground. Bastion has a very hard time getting the correct angles. He's only really good on that first point where he's coming at a slant and he has a bit of an angle, but it is interesting to note that Gucci Gank, or sorry, not Gucci Gank, Furious Unicorns is going to be subbing that guy Tyler out for, sorry if I mess up your name, Jamin, I believe it is. And again, that guy Tyler was the hit scan there, so maybe Furious Unicorn are planning to run something different. Maybe he plays other hit scan heroes such as a Sombra or a Bastion even, like you were saying, but we will see.
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your friendly neighborhood shoutcaster, Rambo464. You may know me as Childish Rambino, joined here by Prez, my colorcaster. Welcome back. This is now map 2. Gucci has taken the first map, so it is 0-1. In the top left, you will see that we have switched colors here. Gucci Gank will now be blue, and Fierce Unicorns will be red. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. 13 seconds. Give us a rundown of what we should expect, Prez.
Well, Gucci Gank, obviously, they showed their competency on dive, and with Dorado being one of the strongest dive maps right now, I'm near certain they're just going to run it again, even on the defense. However, it looks like I'm going to be proven wrong, as Brit does pick up the Reinhardt. In my opinion, his signature hero. He played it with Oasis Esports last season, and he showed a lot of strength on it. Of course, Hydrofat and Splatinum going to be sticking to the Mercy Zenyatta. Phosphor is going to be on the McCree, but Nyx going to be pulling out a new hero for today, and going to be on that Hanzo.
Now, Hanzo has undergone a few changes, especially in these most recent seasons. He dealt too much damage, and now he feels a little bit weaker as opposed to some of the other damage dealers. Would you agree?
I personally disagree. I think it's just he's not necessarily weak. There are just things that are stronger than him, such as a Widowmaker, who is a hit skin hero, so you don't have to worry about possibly missing your projectile. But it looks like Gucci Gank, or not Gucci Gank, Fierce Unicorns is going to be taking a page out of Gucci Gank's book and running a near identical dive composition, except running a Lucio instead of a Zenyatta.
Now, Lucio is notorious for extending over time timers. Fantastic at staying alive, nice crowd control, but seeing as the payload's coming up very slowly here, it looks like they're ready for a team fight here in the making.
Yeah, of course it's still a slow fight, and the big advantage here is that you're running this Mercy Lucio, which means Lucio gives more AoE healing than a Zenyatta, so the Mercy can stick with the Pharah more, and by only running a McCree and not a Widowmaker, you're going to get a lot less chance to kill that Pharah. But here could be one as Kitty goes for the res, but no, Jamin's just going to take that headshot onto Phosphor.
Now, Furious Unicorn's doing a fantastic job of pushing that payload while also keeping that forward aggression. Keeping them off the payload is very important. They're trying to play off as much as possible with that Mercy in the back. A barrage coming out on Phosphor, and Hydrofat shutting down the ult. Japan finding a kill on Big Money Vlad. It's getting a little messy on the payload once again, but it looks like Gucci is just about ready to be pushed back again for a reset. They have taken the first checkpoint. Press.
Yes. Well, Hydrofat and Kitty clearly thought they were both Neptune as they tried to take a Mercy 1v1, which did not work out so well in Kitty's favor. But Britboy and Vlad, normally they would be switching to dive tanks, I'm sure, but Vlad is going to be having this Graviton Surge, and combined with the Hanzo ult, that is the strongest combo in the game. And of course, there's no Transcendence from Furious Unicorns to counter it. So the second they get grabbed, they should know that the Dragon Strike is coming out and just die to it without having to waste any ultimates.
Now, I do want to ask you, we haven't seen an Ana yet here today, but is swapping a support out from an Ana worth it here, especially with that Reinhardt tank being so efficient with it?
You could argue that, yes, but I think Gucci Gank is going to be switching onto a dive composition very, very soon because they showed such competency on it. And it looks like Vlad is going to get a huge pick onto Japan, and Brit's going to follow it up with a nice shatter, killing Leo.
And with Phosphor, Big Money Vlad getting some kills of their own. Hydro going to be picking up Britboy once again here. Phosphor taking down Liaxicon. The ult economy for this team is definitely in their favor. Looking at the way Gucci Gank 4 ults up and 3 with a 4th coming up for Liaxicon as well. It will be another climactic team fight. Press.
Yes. Well, right now, something that Gucci Gank should have done that they didn't was taking high ground. Phosphor and Nyx get so much value from it that not taking it is a big mistake. But here's the grab dragons. It's going to be not picking up anything, actually. But Brit will get the kill onto Frisky, who had dropped the beat. And Jamie popping off, landing 2 headshots onto Nyx and Phosphor. But it looks like Gucci Gank might be able to turn this around.
Now, the payload is moving back. They're willing to get back onto it. There they go. 3 minutes, 13 seconds. They are in good shape. The ult economy has been reset, unfortunately, but that is all right. Perez, what are you going to do to stop them from pushing that payload?
To stop them, well, looks like you don't even have to because they just got off the payload for a second there. But Big Money Vlad is going to be on the Diva, and Brit's on the Reinhardt. Still, he has an Earth Shatter, and guess what? Japan, Furious Unicorns doesn't really have a consistent shield, and that's going to prove it right there with a massive Shatter by Brit picking up 2.
And it looks like Gucci Gank has finally pushed the Unicorns back away here. Fantastic. They are definitely neck and neck here. They are not going down without a fight. That synergy between the Reinhardt, the healers, keeping him alive so that he can deal his damage. Definitely anything short of pure communication.
Yeah, and of course, it's going to be definitely an ultimate advantage for Furious Unicorns. They're using that infrasight, getting a good idea of where their opponents are at, and taking that high ground convincingly. But Puppey gonna die to Phosphor, but Nyx will go down to Japan. And there's the Diva Bomb. Not gonna pick up, oh no, it is gonna pick up Phosphor, and now Widowmaker and Pharah are gonna be uncontested, and there it is, a nice barrage coming out from Puppey.
And Puppey, once again, with that barrage, will be picking off that support here. Frisky picking off Britboy. It is getting, once again, very sloppy on the payload here, but not to worry. It looks like Unicorns have taken back the objective. They will push it to the second checkpoint, and they just will push to the end to keep that
They
momentum
just need
going.
to get on the cart, actually. As yet again, they seem to forget that the cart exists. And Nyx gonna be contesting Jamie and getting the kill onto him. And the Valk and Blade have been popped by Gucci Gang. Here they go.
And there we go. Nyx once again with that Dragon Blade swinging left and right. Will not find anybody. Here's Unicorns looking to regroup. A Sound Barrier and Valkyrie are ready for respectively. And on Gucci, they have the Transcendence, Self-Destruct, and an Earth Shatter up and coming very shortly here. But watching this team fight erupt once again here, it looks like Gucci really needs to play, ironically, more aggressively to keep them from pushing anymore. The Transcendence is coming out from Splatinum. Not to any value, it looks like, as Puppey laying down some covering fire, and Unicorns finding a pickoff on Nyx.
Yeah, it's gonna get rezzed up, but here, third point, it's so enclosed and there's not that much high ground that Furious Unicorns and Gucci Gang should both be looking to switch to some sort of GOATS composition, although Gucci Gang definitely has a composition advantage with the Ryan Zarya, and there's gonna be the Diva Bomb from Vlad, not gonna pick up anything, as 2 players have now fallen for Gucci Gang.
Now, the map awareness for both teams is pretty solid. I will say that as soon as they heard that self-destruct, it was almost like watching cockroaches flee into the crevices here, keeping safe. Like Leoxicon picking up Big Money Vlad, Kitty, Resin, Pumpy. It looks like the ult economy, once again, for Furious Unicorns has been up and coming. The infrared vision coming out, and everything else is just about ready for another team fight. Rez.
Yeah, and of course, if you look at what just Furious Unicorns has been doing consistently, they're always making sure they have that high ground control, giving Jamie and Puppey better positioning than Phosphor and Nyx, giving them harder shots to take, and just making their life so much harder for Gucci Gang. But of course, Gucci Gang gonna be able to push Furious Unicorns back, and with Japan dying, he should be looking to get onto the Reinhardt now, contest Brit better, and also be setting up some sort of play for Leo, where Leo throws a bomb, and then Japan, of course, would get a pin onto Brit, setting up multiple kills.
Now, with a minute left, just about under, do you think that they can take back the point?
Take back the point? Probably. Get it all the way? Probably not. Stall compositions are just so good on third point of Escort, that's going to be hard to do so, but Jamie making it try to be possible with getting the kill onto Phosphor, but Nyx going to pick off Japan, and here's the Blade.
And the self-destruct coming out as well. Nyx finding a kill on the Widowmaker. Britboy picking off Frisky. It looks like an all-out bash for Gucci Gank. They will be cleaning up this team fight very quickly, and with 13 seconds, it looks like they have successfully held off the defense from Furious Unicorns.
Yeah, Furious Unicorns are going to be trying to make some last-ditch efforts to get back on. Frisky, of course, wall riding around, trying to get there. He has a sound barrier available to him, but he's going to be looking to use it at the last second possible when most of his teammates are with him. No switches have been made for FU, and neither have Gucci Gang. And there's the beat, and there's the shatter.
The self-destruct coming out as well. Will it find anybody? Yes, it does. Right on that Widowmaker once again here. The Valkyrie has been popped, but will be going down. The Transcendence also forcing Unicorns off the point here. It looks like that Diva will slowly be demeched here. A Swift Strike kill for Puppey. Britboy picking off Frisky's Platinum, getting that demech, and Platinum picking off Diva also. Successful defense on behalf of Gucci. What do you make of that, Brez?
Well, Furious Unicorns, they can't be upset. Third point, obviously the most commonly held. So it's kind of, you're going into a map, you have to expect to get held on third point, or if you don't, you're going to get upset, and you never want to be in a bad mindset when you're playing, or you're just going to perform worse. Of course, even though we can't see the heroes per se, we can see their health bars, and it looks like Platinum is going to be choosing to stay on the Zenyatta. However, we don't necessarily know if Gucci Gank is going to choose to run the dive again, which they probably should, since Furious Unicorns have yet to show a true counter to it. They did perform better on a dive of their own, but they were never going divey-dive.
I would agree with that, yes. Now, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently in Map 2, Round 2, and this time we will be seeing both teams hopefully competing for the chance to take this map once more. In the top left, we've got Gucci Gank. They will be pushing the payload this time, and Furious will be defending. Now, with 29 seconds, I have to ask you, these team comps, should they change? Is anything going wrong? What is going right?
I actually really like these compositions. Puppey on the Sombra gives his team scouting beforehand, and by running the Mercy Ana, you get a lot more healing. So the second Puppey gets a nice hack onto Nyx or Vlad, Jamin can just go off and land those shots like we saw him doing beforehand. However, Nyx gonna be on that Genji, so giving Jamin a lot more pressure, especially with Phosphor also being on the Widowmaker. And here we go.
Alrighty, and we are off to the races here, ladies and gentlemen. That Ana coming out for the first time in this match. Those Nano Boosts will be very powerful, especially with a Primal Rage or a Dragon Blade. But Nyx already in dire straits here, may go down. There he goes, a little too risky on behalf of that, and Phosphor clicking heads on the other Widowmaker. But slowly but surely, the payload is making its way up. Kitty getting the res on the Widowmaker, but again, Hydrofat going down from the Widowmaker on the opposite side. Frisky getting a melee kill on the Brit Boy. It looks like we know who's in control of the payload now. Press.
Well, yes, obviously Furious Unicorns won that fight, and they won it convincingly, and by you have such an advantage on your support ultimate, and Big Money Vlad, however, is going to be the closest with that Diva Bomb out of any ultimate in the game. But the thing is, Furious Unicorns has the dominant positioning, and so that's just not going to be good for Gucci Gank, as they have to use their mobility cooldowns just to get in position to then set up another dive.
Now, while the team comps are a little similar, we're seeing a Nano Boost coming out on Japan. It's a little weird that he popped it so early. Will he find any kills, or will he get punished? He's going to jump right into the center of the team here. Will probably go down unless he pops Primal Rage, which he did. Will be swinging back left and right, trying to cause some havoc. But it doesn't look like Gucci is falling for it. They're going to keep pushing up the payload very quickly here. A Sombra also is going to be interesting here with that EMP, seeing what synergies could happen. Self-Destruct does come out on Frisky, does pick off with that ultimate. And yet again, Phosphor finding a kill on the opposite Widowmaker here. 2 minutes, 10 seconds, and it looks like the payload is stalled once again here, being contested by Furious Unicorns. Perez.
Right now, very hard to tell if it is actually winnable for Furious Unicorns or if it's winnable for Gucci Gank, but with that kill onto Kitty, I think that's going to all but confirm the win for Gucci Gank, my apologies. And guess what? They have a Nano Blade, and what does Furious Unicorns have to counter it? Absolutely nothing. Their best bet is going to be getting a hack by Puppey onto Nyx, and then having Leo try to use his jets to boop him away. But as Gucci Gank caps right now, they're going to have 4 minutes to take on second point, and Phosphor, a nice pick onto Puppey.
Now, looking at the ult economy really quickly here, that Nano Charge is ready, and Britboy has Primal Rage. It could be a very, very clean team fight for Gucci, depending on how they manage their ultimates. Now, here's Unicorns. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me here, but I feel like they're learning from their mistakes, but it's just not fast enough.
They're definitely learning from their mistakes. They're punishing the over-aggression from the Brit Boy, and they're making sure that they take team fights they want to. They're not being forced into fights that they don't. They're going in and going out well, and it looks like Japan gonna be taking this fight using the primal, stalling point even longer. This is exactly what they want to do.
And it looks like Furious Unicorns taking advantage of the high ground here. Infrared does come out. The Brit Boy finding a kill on Japan once again here. Hydrophant picking up that res on Nyx. That Dragon Blade is ready. The entire team's ultimates are ready. It does come out, but Widowmaker finding 2 kills on Nyx, and Hydro not letting that Dragon Blade see to fruition. But not to worry, Phosphor finally does pick him off. It is very strange to see all those ultimates and them not win that team fight. But look at the ult economy for Furious Unicorns now. It is in their favor. The EMP is ready. The Nano Boost is ready. The Infrared, the Self-Destruct. The only thing not ready is the Primal Rage. But I will argue that that will not matter. If they win this next team fight, they can keep Gucci Gank at bay.
You know what? I don't care what the Overwatch AI play of the game system says. Jamie right there deserves play of the game, play of the match even. He shuts down a potential Nano Blade and also gets the kill onto Hydrofat, meaning they can't even res it back up. But there's a bomb gonna pick off Kitty, and a responding bomb gonna pick off Hydrofat. Neither team has a Mercy, and neither team has a Widowmaker.
Now, this payload is getting pushed very slowly here, but I will argue again, I agree with you. Jamin with that shutdown on the ultimates, that is probably going to be the balancing point in keeping this payload defended. Now, I'm not used to seeing Widows defend points so aggressively, but when they do, it definitely is a fantastic show force.
Of course, and right now, Splatinum, he has to be using that Nano Boost. The second Nyx went down and they lost that fight, he should have used it the second fight and thrown it onto the Brit Boy or Vlad to build one of their tank ults, because there's no use in saving it for so long, because he's going to build up another one in the time Nyx would have built up a Dragon Blade. But now, Nyx, 75% on the Dragon Blade, and they're going to get a nice kill onto Phosphor.
Now, I could argue that they are building their team around someone like Nyx. They want those Dragon Blades. They are playing extra aggressive when he pops it. I have not seen that Nano Boost pay off yet for the Nano Blade, but I imagine it will soon.
Well, here's the Dragon Blade ready to come out, and the Nano Boost is also ready. So they're going to be looking for the combo. And Phosphor going to get the pick on the Jamie, so no shutdown right now will be able to come out. And the Valkyrie, of course, getting popped by Hydrofet to keep the team alive.
And the Self-Destruct does not find anybody but Leoxicon picking off Phosphor. Brit Boy finding Frisky. Hydrofat picking up the res, however. It looks like with just 43 seconds remaining, Gucci Gank may lose this if they do not do something quickly here. The Primal Rage does come out. Phosphor getting a double. Can they push back? The Self-Destruct does come out. Does not find anybody. But that is all right because they are still pushing it. They are still in this.
Yeah, and of course, the big thing that's going to be scary for Furious Unicorns is the threat of the Nano Blade. The Gucci Gank has held on to it for so long that now they're in one fight territory to win it all, and a Nano Blade will definitely give them that win. But if Puppy or Frisky can land a huge sleeper hack, but here it goes, it doesn't look like a sleep or hack will be coming out anytime soon.
And the EMP does come out, but a triple kill for Nyx coming out. Can he get the quadra? Yes, he does on Japan. Fantastic play. Nyx definitely showing that Dragon Blade mastery. They're going to keep pushing up that payload. It looks very bad for Furious right now. They only have one ultimate ready, and it's not able to be used by itself. Unfortunate. They will need to do something to get that payload in control, or they risk losing this map. The Nano Boost does come out in an act of desperation here on the Winston. Will anything stop Gucci from pushing that payload? They have a minute left here. Phosphor staying alive, trying to get those picks very slowly here. Big Money Vlad picking off Jamin, but Japan firing back on the Brit Boy. 1.5 meters. That's all they need to push this out, and they are not able to do so. It is neck and neck here, and with 40 seconds remaining, they have very little time to group up and strategize.
Something important you have to remember about third point of any map is that for every kill the defense gets, the offense has to get 2. Because of the spawn advantage, it's just so important. Japan Bank's gonna have that Primal Rage. Puppy close to an EMP, he'll probably build it this fight. And Vlad and Brit, of course, both gonna have their ultimates. It's really just gonna be a massive stall game, and who can use their stalling ultimates better. But a huge pick on the Hydrofat. No res gonna be available for Gucci Gank.
With the Furious Unicorns working their best, that EMP will prove very useful if popped off correctly here, but Gucci has popped the Primal Rage and the EMP also coming out. The self-destruct does come out as well. Will not find anybody, but that overtime is ticking very slowly here. But Gucci are still on the point here. The sound barrier coming out as well for the Furious Unicorns. And Japan Banks has the Primal Rage. All that needs to happen is for him to push off everyone else on the payload. The self-destruct does come out once again. Finds a kill on Kitty. It is a very desperate attempt from Gucci to stay on the point here. Big Money Vlad getting a double. Fantastic, but unfortunately will not be enough. And it looks like Furious Unicorns will take map 2.
That EMP there was actually so important to them winning the fight because Leo was able to get the Diva Bomb off and demech Big Money Vlad, who despite having a Diva Bomb was hacked and so thus cannot use his own to remech, which then in turn the rest of his team died because he wasn't there with the defense matrix to keep his supports alive, and then thus the supports can't heal the tanks. It's very much a I help you, you help me scenario, and that just wasn't able to happen because of that EMP, which ended up in the killing of Big Money Vlad.
And well said here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be taking a quick 5-minute break, but rest assured we will be back for map 3. Currently the standings are 1-1. We will see you all back here in just a little bit. Stay classy. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is map 3 of the Furious Unicorns versus the Gucci Gank here. I'm joined here with Colorcaster Prez. How you doing today, Prez? What do you make of these two teams?
I'm doing well, and of course, tied up 1-1. Anything can happen. Gucci Gang came out strong on Busan, but Furious Unicorns responded back with a strong dive composition on Dorado. It seems like both teams are strong on dive, not necessarily the strongest on these Ryan Zarya compositions, but we'll have to see. Hanamura, of course, being a very strong GOATS comp.
Now, very quickly, I personally hate Hanamura, but what do you find about this choke that has plagued so many teams?
I actually like Hanamura in terms of 2CP maps because there's a lot of interesting strats you can do. You could use a Mei wall to go up top or over the choke, completely avoiding it. You can use a Symmetra teleporter, get straight through the choke and onto point. There's so many different things you can do. It allows you to be really creative. But of course, it seems that Gucci Gang, who is on your right side in the red color, for those of you who are wondering, are going to be running a classic Pharmacy Genji dive. While on the defending team, which is blue, also known as Furious Unicorns, they'll be running a Ryan Zarya composition with Hanzo Mei and Ana Lucio for healing. This is very, very strong because you're able to prevent the team from getting through the choke point. Of course, with a team like Dive, and which is what Gucci Gang is running, those mobility cooldowns don't really get affected by the Mei wall all that much.
And thank you for that, Perez. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is map 3. Furious Unicorns versus Gucci Gank here. And again, as always, this choke has plagued so many teams. I always find it amusing that they are stuck there for varying amounts of time, often because nobody wants to make the first move, and that's okay. But looking at the way we're off to a great start here, Winston jumping into the fray here, Dragoon already picking off Puppy, and Splatinum on a roll as well. Britboy cleaning up a kill on Frisky. Gucci Gank determined to push them off the point and capture the objective here. Splatinum already capturing, and it looks like a very clean first engage on behalf of Gucci. Perez.
I think at this point, the success of Mei was very minimal. I think he should just play the Brigitte. Brig is so strong against flankers, such as a Tracer and a Genji, that they're just not going to get value and they're going to be forced to switch. But instead, Puppy will be switching onto the Sombra, another strong pick, and we saw he was very good on it on Dorado.
Alrighty, and looking at this next engage will determine whether they get swept off the point or not. Furious Unicorns holding a defensive pose right up those stairs, but it looks like Gucci wants to go around and through the middle here. They're going to try and circumvent the defense here. Puppy comes out of stealth, quickly having to get back here, and the Valkyrie does come out. Nyx has that Dragon Blade ready, the self-destruct also, and the bomb from Tracer ready to go. Everybody is ready to pop off here, and it looks like they do. Kill after kill, and Nyx popping a Dragon Blade may not even be necessary. Looking at the way they are pushing back Furious Unicorns, the self-destruct forcing them back into the spawn here. Nyx consistently doing a fantastic job of slicing and dicing, better than your average Billy Mays, if I may say so. Big money Vlad picking off Kitty, Britboy picking off Frisky, the Transcendence coming out as well. But it looks like Furious Unicorns are stalling. They are trying to stay on the point here, but Lexicon does pick off Splatinum. Nyx and Dragoon will be getting kills of their own here. Primo Rage kill on Hydrofed. They are not done yet, and it looks like Gucci may have to regroup to take this point. But they are so close. It is almost impossible at this point to know if they can hold off the defense. Furious Unicorns very slowly taking back the point. And there you go. It looks like they're just barely hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Perez.
So, despite Furious Unicorns getting the ending defense there, that wasn't at all a good defense from them. That guy Tyler barely got any value on the Hanzo, forced to ult using the Dragon Strike from spawn just to try and get them off the point. And of course, clearly that didn't work too well, as Gucci Gank is at 92.6%. Now, they're going to be running a Tracer Sombra, but they're going to be running Brig Lucio for heals. That is nowhere near enough, especially against a composition like Dive, and especially against a Genji Blade, which Nyx now has.
Now, they're going in for the middle push once they gain it here, but the Tracer Bomb finds a double, but will it be enough? It looks like they have spread out. These EMP does get a 6-man. Double kill for Lexicon. Fantastic. Once again here, those Diva Bombs have been on point since the beginning of the game here. Dragon Blade coming out. That's the single with the Swift Strike. Can he get the double? Big money. Vlad finding another kill. Nyx finds a triple kill. Fantastic. And the Sound Barrier coming out a little too late, but will keep Lexicon alive just a little bit longer before he gets picked off. And the self-destruct coming out as well, but it is too late. Round 1 has been taken by Gucci Gank.
Yeah, and of course, Nyx pulled out that blade, and Puppy and Frisky, I believe it was, they were really smart there. They immediately turned around, identified the threat, and got a hack stun combo onto him. One of the strongest things you can do against Genji, especially one that is Dragon Blading. The problem, there was no one there to follow it up with damage. Leah was busy taking a fight down in the pit, and Japan Banks was a bit off the point doing his own thing, and Kitty on the Lucio was trying to follow it up, but he just couldn't do enough damage to the Genji. And Nyx, of course, getting healed from a Hydro Fat Valkyrie, that there's no way he's going to die to just that little bit of damage. They need to have better focus fire, and they need to make sure that they identify the threats and are ult tracking correctly, or they're just going to get killed every time. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a Sombra Goats.
Thank you for that, Prez. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. This is currently round 2 of map 3 versus the Furious Unicorns, Gucci Gank. This time, Gucci will be defending, and Furious Unicorns will try their hand at taking the objective. Now, based on these team comps, they are playing a Mei on behalf of Gucci. Will it work? Will it not? Thoughts?
The Mei is an interesting pick, of course. The biggest problem I can see for Gucci Gank is if they're going up against the Pharah, which they are not, so they are completely fine. The problem for Furious Unicorns, however, is they don't have a lot of healing. A Zen Lucio is not going to be enough to keep 3 bulky tanks alive, especially against the Pharmacy.
Well said, I would agree, but based on this synergy on Furious Unicorn's behalf, I don't see a lot of it, only because that Earth Shatter isn't going to find a lot of value unless it's combined with something else, and they really don't have team sweeping capabilities. They only have that self-destruct.
Yes, well now we're seeing Puppy was just on that Sombra to get scouting. They're going to be running a Symmetra Bastion composition. This is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning, excuse me. Where you're able to teleport straight to point, but they're not able to teleport if they don't have a Symmetra, as Puppy gets picked off early.
And with that, that guy Tyler finds the first kill here. Kitty rezzing Puppy here, and they're going to play a little bit more defensively here while they're going for the teleporter play on behalf of Symmetra. Walling them off seems to be a weird strategy on behalf of the Mei. They want to get that Bastion down. He has set up. It is now going to be so much harder getting him away off the point here, but forced to retreat. They're going to go right for the objective here. It looks like Gucci is in a bad spot here. A Nano Boost coming out as well on behalf of Reinhardt. Nyx picking off that Bastion. The Barrage finds a kill of its own, but Puppy will shut down that Pharah Dragoon. Big money, Vlad, Platinum, all of them finding picks and a team kill to keep Furious Unicorns at bay. Prez.
Well, the most important thing there was that Nyx took that flank. He recognized that, hey, they don't really have anything that can threaten me on this Pharah except for the Bastion, but the Bastion was busy shooting at Ripboy, who was taking an alternate angle. The fact that Nyx was smart enough to take another angle says a lot about Gucci Gank and their preparation for this matchup and just matches in general.
And a quick update to the ult economy here. Dragoon is sitting on that Blizzard. The Graviton Surge and the Trans ready for Gucci, but the Figuration Tank and the Earth Shatter are also ready for Furious Unicorns. That could be very dangerous if both of those ultimates synergize.
The biggest problem here is Kitty does not have the beat, so either a Grab or Blizzard or both will spell doom, but it's not going to matter as both tanks go down for Gucci Gank.
Now, actually, because you say Doom, I'm surprised we haven't seen a Doomfist at all on these maps. Doomfist would be fantastic in getting in those back lines, but Blizzard does come down here. The Configuration Tank, Tyler, very interesting strategy there, trying to bounce off of his own shells to stay alive. Seems to have worked temporarily here. Going to try and pick up Dragoon, but will be flanked and somehow stays alive. the self-casting of ice does keep Dragoon alive. The Symmetra ult coming out. Brit Boy fire striking that guy Tyler, finally breaking him down with 1 minute to go. It looks like Gucci successfully defending here. They are bobbing back and forth in between that Symmetra wall, but it seems to be a little ill-timed here, forcing the Unicorns to regroup.
My biggest confusion, honestly, comes from the fact that we have not seen a Pharah Sombra comp from Furious Unicorns. You are going to get so much value. Gucci Gank has no hit scan, and a Sombra can hack the Pharah out of the air, hack the Rhine, forcing shield to go down, hack Mei so she can't get an Icicle. You get so much value, but there's going to be the Shatter from Brit, not going to get any follow-up.
And Dragoon finding a kill on Japan and a fire strike coming out on Puppy. It looks like Gucci is doing a fantastic job of their defense. Their offense also very well balanced. Now, this is going to set back Unicorns once again. They have to regroup. They have one last good push in them. They are lucky, however. The Nano Boost, the Earth Shatter, they are ready to go. It may be enough to sweep them off the point if used correctly.
Yeah, Leo there, he went to try and bait the wall out because, of course, as a diva, if you bait the Mei wall, you know what? Never mind. It's not going to matter at all because the Grab Barrage is going to get the team wipe. But as I was saying, if as a diva you're able to walk in, get the wall to come out from a Mei, you can then just fly back over it. But Dragoon, very smart in not using it early, knowing that diva can escape just fine.
And today's Play the Game brought to you by the Brit Boy as Reinhardt. But I would argue also Nyx was popping off during that. Now he does get res. What's going to be happening here? He's got kills coming out from all over him. He gets a fire strike kill. Can he get the double? Yes, he does. Great job on behalf of the Brit Boy.
Yes, apparently the solution to getting Play of the Game is to die.
Well said, Prez. Now we're going to go ahead and come back here. We are going to take another look at these teams here. Who do you favor taking the next map?
Well, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't remember the next map. I believe it is King's Row. I could be wrong. And if it is King's Row, then I have to put my money on Furious Unicorns. King's Row so strong for goats, and Furious Unicorns has just shown a stronger goats composition than Gucci Gank, despite getting full held while playing it.
Well said, but we are going to be swapping in some teammates here. It looks like Dragoon will be swapped for Phosphor here. And it looks like we're also seeing another person come in for Furious Unicorn. Now, it's again with goats. On that note, Reaper has been buffed. Do you feel that the role of tanks in Overwatch has shifted traditionally from the beginning of Overwatch to now? Has their role changed at all? And if not, or if they have, why?
Well, first, we have to remember, the buffs that he's talking about are on the PTR, not in live, so we're not playing on them. However, the important part that we recognize is that Reaper, as a hero, has always been pretty strong in solo queue because it all comes down to Diva being able to defense matrix and your team being able to CC and kill him quick enough before he uses his Wraith form. However, in organized team play, I do think while he is stronger, he will still not be meta because of the fact that even though Diva's defense matrix got nerfed, it's still such a strong ability, it's going to eat up all of his bolts.
Now, for those of you not familiar with the proposed buffs in the PTR, what they want to do is raise that lifesteal from 30%, I believe, to a staggering 50%, which means his duelist capabilities not only become better, but his tank busting abilities also become stronger because of the proposed changes to the way GOATS is run currently. That armor will no longer be as effective as before.
Yes, and of course, other nerfs coming through are Brigida's rally will now last only 30 seconds after being used. So if you have armor, use it quickly because it's not going to last. The other important notes are that armor as a whole has been nerfed from -5 damage to -3 damage. It might not seem like a lot, but trust me, it is because it's per shot. So if a Soldier 76 lands 4 shots at you for 20 HP each, I don't think that's the right number, but let's say, then normally he would only be getting 15 HP each, but now on the PTR it's 17. Of course, other patches include Diva's defense matrix having a 2-second cooldown instead of a 1 second.
Alrighty, thank you, Prez. I would like to bring up, we are swapping sides once again here. Gucci Gank will be the blue and Fierce Unicorns will be red. Make sure I am looking at the chat here. I apologize. It looks like the F and the U need to be capitalized for the overlays of the maps. Just making sure our fantastic production here is aware of that. We may not be. Remember, we are human. We make mistakes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is currently Map 4. I'm joined here by Prez. I am Childish Rambino. It's a pleasure to be here. Prez, give us a rundown of the members of each team.
Sure. Well, of course, Gucci Gang on the left and the blue are going to be running it. Nyx, Big Money Vlad, Phosphor, Hydrofat, Britboy, and Splatinum. Notable sub there was Phosphor, coming in for Dragoon. And on Furious Unicorns on the right, which is red, it's going to be Leoxicon, That Guy Tyler, Jack, Frisky, Japan Bakes, and Shinrakai. So notable changes will be that guy, I believe that guy Tyler coming back in, can't say for certain. Jack, of course, coming in for Puppy, and Shinrakai coming in for Kitty.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe Nyx has played all of these maps, and they're getting a lot of value out of him. I would say his DPS is fantastic, but as far as it goes for the other team, it's difficult to pick out a good member because all of them are working very smoothly. It just needs to be more of what they're doing. Fierce Unicorns, we're ready to go.
Yeah, of course, and it looks like from Furious Unicorns, we're not going to be seeing a GOATS composition, but rather a Shimada Brothers Ryan Zarya, while Gucci Gang will be running a Junkrat Hanzo. So the biggest weakness for both teams will be a threat of a Pharah, because neither team has a hit scan.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the races once again here. Furious Unicorns opening up with some very strong team fighting here. Phosphor picking off Shinrakai. However, looks like they're already going to be forced to back up. This first point here is a bit tricky to take, especially with the comps they are running. They have to get to the back lines and quickly. Nyx finding a kill on Frisky to charge, coming in for Reinhardt. Picks off Jack. Nyx finding a double kill. It looks like any DPS he picks is a good one at this point. He's doing a fantastic job of those picks consistently. Press.
Yeah, well, the big thing there was not actually Nyx who kept getting kills and gets another one on Tyler, but rather Big Money Vlad, who has 73% ult charge on his Graviton Surge after only a minute. He's able to keep this high energy and has such good tracking that he's able to build Graviton in such a quick fight that he's actually closer to it than Nyx is on his Dragon Strike, which of course is the popular combo.
And looking at Furious Unicorn, the Graviton Surge comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, we get a huge play here. Britboy picking up Japan Banks here. The Surge does go down, finds a kill on Leoxicon. Great job, but the res coming out on Nyx. It looks like they are going down with a fight. Right here, that guy Tyler picking off the Britboy here. Two ults ready for the red team here. Fierce Unicorns and the Valkyrie ready. Nyx may go down here, very close to dying here, but will be healed by the fantastic supports of that team. Nyx trying to kill on that guy Tyler. Dragon Strike does come out. Will it find any kills? No, they get out of the way just in time. Great job here on both sides. It looks like the point is still being defended here. The ult economy for Fierce Unicorns is great. Once again here, the Riptire does come out. A Dragon Strike coming out again from the Fierce Unicorns. This time a double kill for Phosphor. Absolutely phenomenal here. It looks like both teams are determined to hold their spacing. Phosphor, Big Money Vlad, getting kills. Res.
The big problem there was Japan Banks and was very separated from his team, whether that was a communication error or he was looking for some sort of flank shatter. It just cannot happen, period. Reinhardt is so important, especially against double spam comps, that without a Reinhardt, you will die quickly. And that's exactly what happened. And the ult advantage is going to be in the favor of Furious Unicorns, but Gucci Gang has the grab and they have the Transcendence, two most important ults right now.
And the Graviton Surge coming out once again here. The Transcendence denying that team fighting capabilities here. Shinrakai finding a kill on Nyx. Before that, the Nano Boost coming out on the Jack here. Can he find any kills with that Dragon Blade? No, because of that Transcendence. And where are the team fights here, ladies and gentlemen? The Graviton Surge coming out again. It does catch 3 members, but the Earth Jetter does connect here. Jack, Shinrakai getting kills. Big Money Vlad picking off Shinrakai. And it looks like finally something is showing for that lack of aggression earlier. They will need to get back onto the point here from the flank. The Riptire does come out once again from the junk right here. Nyx picking off Jack, and with just a few more picks, it looks like they're finally on the point here, but Phosphor denying that capturing progress. They have not captured a third of the point yet. With 25 seconds remaining, has the defense evolved from Gucci? Can they keep the good times rolling?
Well, Leoxicon actually went huge there, choosing instead of choosing to take a duel with the Brit Boy, he instead chooses to stay alive.
And another Dragon Strike coming out as well from both sides. That is pretty to look at, I will say that. And finally, it looks like Fierce Unicorns are getting their first, third, and possibly the entire point here, but not if Vlad has anything to say about it. The hammer coming in from Japan will go for the other shutter, does connect on Big Money Vlad, and it looks like Fierce Unicorns are cleaning up this team fight, but BritBoy still has something to say about it. He's going to be swinging his hammer left and right before he goes down, and unfortunately, Gucci forced to regroup. Fierce Unicorns on the board with 1 point.
Yes, a nice attack from Furious Unicorns, and they're going to be looking to snowball with the Nano Blade they have available. Leo hoping to build up a Graviton in the time that guy Tyler built his Dragon Strike, so that way they will have 2 deadly ult combos, hopefully using one to get the Transcendence out of Splatinum, and then using the other to actually get the team wipe. On the flip side, Big Money Vlad has a grab, and there's absolutely nothing Furious Unicorn has to counter it.
Alrighty, Perez, thank you for that. And now, as Fierce Unicorns look to push up the payload once again here, Gucci ready to stop it in position. We are seeing a swap to the McCree here. I am excited to see some high noon plays if they may be played in that manner. But looking at the bottom here, we've got Furious here making very slow progress on the payload here. The Graviton Surge does come out, the charge coming out. BritBoy finding kills. Big Money Vlad getting a double kill, and it looks like a triple coming out for Big Money Vlad. Nyx finding a kill of his own. They have team killed. They are serious about keeping that payload from moving anymore.
But despite dying, it was a very smart fight from Furious Unicorns, choosing to not use a counter grab or something of the sort, instead saying, that's fine, we'll die, we have a big ult advantage, and they're definitely favored in this fight. They have the ult advantage, and Brit trying to bait a shatter, and he is going to get it with the help of Phosphor, using that flashbang to pull down the Rhine Shield, but it won't matter, they don't get any kills.
And another Dragon Strike coming out from Fierce Unicorns. A double kill for that guy. Tyler, triple. Tyler, fantastic job keeping that aggression in the spirit of the game here. It looks like they're ready to take that payload once again here. They are successfully pushing back the Gucci Gank here, forcing them to regroup once again, and that is okay though. They only have 32 seconds. They have forced them off the payload once again to fight here, getting them from behind. Jack finding kill on Nyx, but Nyx also picking off the Genji. Big Money Vlad also picking off Japan Banks. It looks like every inch of progress given to Fierce Unicorns is not only an honor, but a privilege taken away from Gucci.
Yeah, but of course, you have Japan Banks with the Earth Shatter, Jack with the Genji Blade, deadly combo right there, and Splatinum does not have the Transcendence to keep his team alive. So if you can land even one of those ults, it should be a one fight, but there's an early grab.
And a triple kill for Phosphor, sealing the deal. Fantastic plays once again from Gucci. They will be completing the first round. They only need to push it just a little bit past the first point, and they can take this 1-3. However, Fierce Unicorn still in this. Perez.
What was really nice there was that Gucci Gank identified, hey, we don't have to defend for that much longer, so let's not be afraid to put all our eggs in one basket. And that's exactly what they did, and it worked to a charm.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm your friendly neighborhood shoutcaster, Childish Rambino, joined again by my fantastic colorcaster, Perez. This is currently the second round of map 4. And we are seeing some explosive plays on both sides. Now, this time, Gucci gets to attack. Fierce Unicorns will defend, but will their defense be stronger than Gucci's offense? Perez, give us a rundown of what we are seeing on both sides.
So, of course, Furious Unicorn going to be sticking with their Shimada brother composition, while on the flip side, Gucci Gank is going to be running a Widow Genji Mercy Zenyatta. The healing is definitely stronger in terms of, for Furious Unicorns, with the Ana Lucio, definitely out here heals a Mercy Zenyatta, but Mercy Zen is a lot deadlier with the damage boost and the Discord.
Now, I do appreciate you pointing that out because I will say this. If nothing else, Zenyatta is dangerous from a distance, but he cannot run away. So he's going to need to lay back. Otherwise, that back line will be subject to a slaughter on behalf of the defending team. Now, Jack, playing that Genji, can possibly see some plays in the back line. Gotta get rid of that sniper or it will be a bad time for everyone involved.
Agreed. And of course, the massive nade actually comes out from Hydrofat, but Japan Banks is going to be the one to get the kill on Brit, and Jack going to kill Hydrofat himself.
And already it looks like Phosphor will be clicking heads per usual here, getting some picks, very slowly taking the progress, but no real friction coming out from Unicorns just yet. They're going to be playing a little bit safer, but it will not be to their advantage. They're going to sweep them off the point and just very gently take the point to where they can still fight and capture at the same time.
Yes, despite it looking like a good fight for Fierce Unicorns, JulekJulek of course did win it, but Jack and Japan both very close to their ultimates, and they may be looking to switch to a Goats composition with Frisky on the Zenyatta. If they're not, then this is very dangerous because they're running such low healers, especially against the Genji, Rein, Zarya composition that JulekJulek is running.
Now, they only need to push it a little bit. However, it looks like Fierce Unicorns are ready to play, getting that first pick on that Widowmaker. Do you think they can hold, or will they lose it? Prez.
Well, I was about to say I think they can hold, but then we just got a massive shatter from Brit. But regardless, it looks like Fierce Unicorns is going to fight back, and they currently do have the numbers advantage. Despite this, though, there is a Nano Blade and a Graviton available for JulekJulek. Both are very deadly, and with neither Transcendence nor beat up for Fierce Unicorns, this is going to be a most likely one map. And the solo Blade gets nothing, actually, as Jack tried to keep it alive for his team, but he failed.
And just like that, Nyx popping off once again. Will not find any kills, but just the sound of that Dragon Blade unsheathing is enough to send Fierce Unicorns home. It looks like Gucci will be winning 1-3, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a very eventful 4 maps. Let's go and take the play of the game. And today's play of the game brought to you by Big Money Vlad, as Zarya could be any number of those Graviton bombs this game, but take a look at this. There it goes. How many kills are we going to be wrapping up today? 1, 2. Can he get the triple? Yes, he can, with a quad and a pent in the back. Not to worry. It's all in the bag for Big Money Vlad.
Hard work is its own reward.
Yeah, and honestly, MVP of that whole match, in my opinion, has to probably go to Big Money Vlad himself. He was very consistent on that Zarya and on the Diva, always high energy, always getting the enemy team low, and that's important. JulekJulek, of course, gonna now be going up 2-0 for their record, and Fierce Unicorns are gonna be falling down to 0-2. Both are gonna be looking to win their next 2 matches next week. Otherwise, it could spell very bad. It could just look very bad for Furious Unicorns if they're hoping to make it in the playoffs. No one wants to start off with an 0-4 start.
Okay, thank you for that, Prez. Thank you to all of you for stopping by on this map. It has been a pleasure. Any final words on behalf of you, Prez? My quick MVP shout out possibly has to be Nyx. Every time I saw him, he was popping out, and here's to you, that fantastic DPS player. I hope to see more of your plays. Perez.
Yep, Nyx was definitely insane all game. Everyone was, honestly. It was, despite being a 3-1 victory for JulekJulek, it was very, very close. And all the maps could have gone either way. But I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank Rambo for being a wonderful co-caster. And I want to thank JulekJulek for producing this. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And make sure you stay tuned for our next Owlet match at 9 p.m. on the Owlet Tournament channel. Any last words, Rambo?
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again. Stay classy, and do not worry, there's another game tonight you can watch on this very same channel. Again, shout out to JulekJulek, fantastic production as always, and we will see you all next time.